Dear students, today we are going to discuss the histology, or we can say this anatomy of the root. The root is the underground part of the plant which is found below the surface of the soil, and it helps us in the what we call as the absorption of water. It helps the plant in anchoring the plant within the soil. The root develops from the radicle of the embryo, and that root is called as the taproot, and the tip of the taproot is covered by the root cap. From the taproot, what we will see various, or we can say the lateral outgrowths are found, which are called as the secondary roots. Now the root in the plants, it can be differentiated from the stem in the following ways. The tip of the root is covered by the root cap, and the meristematic tissue which are present in the root, they are subterminal in their position. Second one, जो हम बात कर लेंगे यहाँ पर, what we will see, the three typical tissue systems which are present in the system, that is the ground tissue, that is the epidermal tissue, and the vascular tissue, that are also present in the root. Now there are some outstanding characteristics which differentiate the anatomy of the root from the anatomy of the stem. First one, the epidermal layer which is present in the root, that is uniserrate, that is made up of a single layer of these cells, and some of the epidermal cells, they give rise to the root hairs. Here what we will see, stomata, they are absent. Stomata as well as the cuticle are absent. That is why this epidermis, it is known as the epiblema, or it is known as the pyliferous layer, or it is known as the rhizodermis in the root. Second one, जो हम बात कर लेंगे यहाँ पर, अगर हम यहाँ पर कॉर्टेक्स की बात कर लेंगे, cortex जो है यहाँ पर, it is homogeneous in nature, and it is mainly made up of the, what we will see, it is not differentiated into different parts as we have seen in case of the stem, but here we will see it is homogeneous in nature, and it is made up of the parenchymatous cells. Then we will see here the एंडोडर्मिस. एंडोडर्मिस की अगर हम बात कर लेंगे यहाँ पर, इट इज द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक प्रॉपर्टी या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर ऑफ द रूट्स, इट इज मेड अप ऑफ द, ये किनका बना हुआ है, इट इज मेड अप ऑफ द यूनिसेरेट पैरेंकाइमेटस सेल्स व्हिच हैव गॉट द कैस्पेरियन थिकनिंग्स. Also what we will see from the epidermis, we will see some unicellular hair-like structures are formed, which are called as the root hairs, which help in the absorption of the water. Now regarding the vascular bundles here, vascular bundle की अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, they are found in the in the radial. There are the radial vascular bundles, that is the xylem and phloem, they alternate with each other. Xylem here, it is exarch. Exarch की अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, that is the protoxylem is present towards the periphery, while as the metaxylem जो है, it is found towards the center. Again यहाँ पर हम बात ये करेंगे that the number of the rays is equivalent to the number of the xylem strands. That is why कभी कभार हम ये भी देखते हैं कि जो xylem की जो condition है, it may be monoarch, as in case of the pteridophytes, it may be diarch, it may be triarch, it may be tetraarch, it may be pentaarch, it may be hexaarch, or it may be polyarch. Then pith जो है, it may be present or it may be absent. It may be present or it may be absent, and that we will study later on, where it is present or where it is absent. Now after this, what we are going to discuss, we are going, जो roots हमारे पास है, we have got mainly two types of the plants. First one is the dicot root and dicot plants and dicotyledonous plant, and second one is the monocotyledonous plants. जो dicot की अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, dicot roots की बात हम कर लेंगे, that the root here, what we will see, it show different features. जिसकी anatomy हमारे पास है, जो इसका histology हमारे पास है, it consists of the different features. First one is the epiblema, then we have got the cortex, then we have got the endodermis, then we have got the pericycle, then vascular bundle and the pith. Same in case of the monocot, we have got the different characteristics. different regions: epibelema, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, vascular bundle, and pith. Now, as we are this diagram, it is shows. इसको थोड़ा बहुत एनलार्ज कर लीजिए. अगर हम यहाँ की बात कर लेंगे वेस्कुलर बंडल्स की, दैट इज द वेस्कुलर बंडल वायर वी विल सी दिस xylem strand, they alternates with the phloem strands. This, they are radial in position. First we will see the what we call as xylem, then phloem. They alternates with each other. अगर हम बात करेंगे डाइकॉट रूट, दैट इज इट्स ग्राउंड प्लान, वो कैसा होता है? दिस layer, it is the epidermis, these are the root hairs, then we will see this cortex, then here we will see this what we will call as the endodermis, then these are the vascular bundles, and here we will see in case of the dicot root the pith जो हमारे पास है, it is absent or it may be very present, it is very smaller in size. Now move towards this monocot root. Again here we will see same structures are found, but what we will see here, जो number of vascular strands, that is more as compared to that of this dicot root, and here we will see a prominent pith is present. Now let us try to discuss the anatomy of the dicot root, and as I have already told you that the anatomy of the dicot root, it can be discussed or it can be studied under these various headings, that is the epibelema, that is the cortex, that is the endodermis, that is the pericycle, vascular bundle, and the pith. Now what is this epibelema? This epibelema is the outermost layer of the root, and this epibelema, it is mainly uniserate. It mainly consists of the cells which are compactly arranged with each other. Second one जो हम इसकी बात करेंगे epibelema की, that this epibelema, it is some of the cells of this epibelema, they give rise to the unicellular root hairs, and these root hairs, as we know, they help us in the absorption of the water and mineral salts. After this epibelema, what we will see, we can find this cortex, and this cortex जो है, it is somewhat homogeneous in nature. It is mainly made up of the parenchymatous cells. Then this cortex, it is what we will see followed by another layer which is called as this. If we go there, this is this endodermis. If we study this endodermis here, this endodermis, यहाँ पर अगर हम बात करेंगे, it is mainly the unicellular layer which follows this cortex, and this endodermis, it has got the Casparian thickness. Inside this epidermis, what we will see is one more layer, this single layer which is brownish in reddish in color, that is called as the pericycle, and this pericycle is also made up of parenchymatous cells. Inside this pericycle, what we will see the vascular bundles. अगर हम vascular bundles की बात करेंगे, these vascular bundle जो यहाँ पर है, they are the radial vascular bundles. और हम यहाँ कर बात अगर हम कर लेंगे, that is जो xylem and phloem, this is the xylem, this is the phloem. The xylem and phloem bundle जो है, they alternates with each other. Xylem and phloem, they alternate with each other. और हम यहाँ पर बात कर लेंगे, and they are जो हम देखेंगे number of vascular bundles यहाँ पर बात कर लेंगे, that may be about 2 to 6 जो vascular bundles, they are mainly present in this. दूसरी बात जो हम यहाँ पर कर लेंगे vascular bundles की बात, जो कंडीशन है vascular bundle के, that it is x-arch xylem की, xylem is x-arch, that is the protoxylem that is present towards the periphery, and this metaxylem is present towards this center. दूसरी बात हम यहाँ कर लेंगे, जो xylem जो vary कर लेता है, it varies from the diarch to the tetraarch, यहाँ पर हम बात कर लेंगे. Regarding the pith जो यहाँ पर है, it is either absent or it is very small in size, and it is somewhat centrally located. After this, let us move towards the monocot root. This is the typical internal structure of the monocot root, and the monocot root जो हम बात कर लेंगे it can be, अगर हम इसकी anatomy, अगर हम इसकी histology की बात कर लेंगे, it can be again discussed under various headings, that is epiblema, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, vascular bundle and the pith. This epiblema अगर हम यहाँ पर बात कर लेंगे, it is the outermost layer of this what we call as this outermost layer, which consists of mainly the thin walled cell, और जो हम यहाँ पर कहेंगे कि कुछ cells यहाँ पर है, that they give rise to this what we call as the root hairs, and the function of the root hairs is that they help us in the absorption of the water. Inside this epidermis, what we will see is the cortex, and this cortex जो है, it is multi-layered cortex which is mainly made up of the compactly arranged cells. Then next to this cortex, what we will see is this endodermis. अगर हम endodermis की बात कर लेंगे, it is a single layered cells which is found inner to the cortex. जो cells यहाँ पर हैं, they are somewhat compactly arranged. those जो cells यहाँ पर हैं, they are somewhat barrel shaped cells which are compactly arranged and with Casparian strips on their inner wall. अगर हम बात करेंगे inner to the, this is the protoxylem. Inner to the protoxylem, what we will see that the cells of this endodermis, they are thin walled. They are thin walled, and these cells are where these the condition, जो condition यहाँ पर आती है, they that is called, those cells which are thin walled, they are called as the passage cells. Now inside this endodermis, there is the pericycle. This pericycle की अगर हम बात कर लेंगे, this pericycle, it consists of the single layer cells, and these cells are mainly parenchymatous in nature. Now beneath this pericycle, what we will see is the vascular bundle. Here we will see जो vascular bundle जो हैं, they are again they are radial. जहाँ पर जो vascular bundles है, these the vascular, they are radial in nature. That means जो हम देखेंगे xylem strands, they alternates with the phloem strands, and उनका number जो है, it may be up to 8 or it may be more. Between this, what we will see, अगर हम यहाँ पर बात कर लेंगे vascular bundle की, यहाँ पर हम ये देखते हैं कि जो cells, जो vascular bundles है, they are arranged in a ring and with a pith which is centrally located. Again अगर हम यहाँ पर बात कर लेंगे, जो xylem है, it is x-arch. X-arch means जो protoxylem है, it is present towards the periphery, and the metaxylem जो यहाँ पर हम बात कर लेंगे, it is present towards the center. Again यहाँ पर हम एक और बात कर लेंगे, phloem जो होता है, it alternates, ये phloem है, then there is a xylem, जो phloem है, it alternates with the xylem, and in between the two, जो इनके बीच में जो हम देखते हैं, xylem और phloem के बीच में, there is the tissue which is mainly parenchymatous tissue, and that tissue is called as the conjunctive tissue. Then we will see the pith. Pith जो है, pith जो है, जहाँ पर अगर हम देखें, pith is somewhat large in size, it is mainly parenchymatous in nature, and it is centrally located. This is all about this anatomy of the root. This is all about the histology of the root. Next time we are going to discuss the anatomy of the, or we can say histology of the leaf, both what is the structure of the monocot root, leaf, what is the structure of the internal structure of the dicot leaf. Till then, goodbye. God bless you. Stay home.